So we are here playing as Poland. We are on deity difficulty. We're playing on, I believe, a standard continents map. Are we not? I guess it doesn't say it here. No. We are playing at epic speed. Those of you who, we got a few questions earlier about epic speed. On epic speed, research and production is slower, as well as population growth as cities. But unit movement speed isn't affected, so you get a lot more opportunities to sort of move around with your units and stuff like that. And you keep the same units around longer before the era changes and you have to upgrade everything. So I tend to find the games a little more fun on there. Also, it does give you an assistance against the higher level AI because it means there's more opportunity for you to use your superior human skills, no offense Brussels bot, to move your units around, as opposed to just getting beaten down by the fact that the AI on deity starts with 4 free techs, civics, gets like a 40% boost to production and science and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. Now, as is, we have sort of kind of conquered everything that we can conquer at this time in a convenient manner. The problem is there's this crazy mountain range that divides our continent. And to attack anywhere means going through an incredibly thin bottleneck. 1 tile wide bottleneck, 1 tile wide bottleneck. Here it's technically 2 tiles wide, although there's both a river and a hill to slow things down a bit. 1 tile wide bottleneck over here, 1 over here for the last of the Spanish cities. There's the first tip of the day coming in. Oh man, alright, we'll take a look at that in the mo. However, we can of course go and attack via the sea. And if, say, we take, let's say we take Bangalore over here, right? Via a naval attack, then we have a good launching point. I guess we'd have to take Chennai as well. We have a good launching point for moving our units into here and then potentially moving north into Japanese space. So while right now we have the biggest freaking military on the continent, actually, technically Spain is considered to have a stronger military. Most likely they have some actual ships. If we throw down, but I mean on land we are unstoppable. We could consider still attacking Spain as is, but with the 50 strength of the city, I think despite the fact that we've got our crossbows, we'll probably have a bit of a hard time taking it. We could try it, although, you know what we should do? Is definitely let him finish building the Colossus over here. Thank you for building me Wonder, Spain. We'll be going there soon. So I think the answer is really just, like, build Navy. So we may have overproduced our troops because we may not need them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to redeploy my troops in a defensive stance. Just keep building up. We have 1 more city we're going to colonize here. As soon as the settler finishes, we're going to put him here. There's 1 green spot somewhere. Because we've got 1 going here. We'll have finished colonizing everywhere we're planning on colonizing. We're going to build up our infrastructure. We're definitely going to do naval stuff. It might have to wait until we've got, because we are going to get caravels. We may have to wait for another ship, like a better range type, for example. And maybe a harbor so we can start building fleets and armadas and stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. Oh, we got, okay, so tips. We got, first one came in from Lemur, who said, "Hello, Mr. Quill. Been watching your videos for years. Here's some cash for the whiskey. Cheers from Texas." Yes, the chocolate and whiskey fun always gets drained surprisingly quick. I don't know how that happens. Thank you very much for that. Cool Man Fight came in with a big one, where it's Cool Man Fight. "Hey, Quill, remember to build ships to beat up India with them." Yes, absolutely, that is the plan. Plus, we'll probably finish off Spain. And Germany's somewhere out here, as we discovered. I don't believe they're on our continent, so we're going to have to go and find them, and Poland can into German territory, I think. And Terja came in with a tip as well. "Hey, it's Wednesday. That means the work week is closer to finish than the start." Woo! And Oscar, whiskey and chocolate. Who could resist? Oh, thank you very much, Oscar, for that. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Captain Flag as well. "Hey, Quill, finally able to catch a stream live with this crazy schedule. Sorry to hear about your travel issues with Air Canada. Hope you'll have a better experience next time. To YYZ, Pearson International. See you on board." Well, thank you very much. Hey, Vinegar Bob, thanks for the sub. Okay. "You should expect the Spanish Inquisition." I think mostly it's been is it the Indian Inquisition we've been seeing? Been seeing a lot of missionaries and prophets come into our territory at some point. I think it's from India, but I don't remember. Anyway, I think that's how we're going to progress. I'll just move my troops back to make sure that we don't get, like, randomly ninja'd here on the west side. I feel really defensive here. If India decide to pour through here with their crazy elephants, we might be a little threatened in TF2 Brum Brum Brum, so I think that'll be it. Of course, we can take Agra whenever we want. So, that's that. Okay, I like it. I think it's fine. Has Petra been built yet? No, I don't think it actually has. Jadwiga was the one from Polish history who defeated Germans, so you should easily annihilate them. Ah, I did not know that. I keep failing to look up her history, which is really bad, because I tend to do that with most of the leaders, and this was one that I didn't have a lot of knowledge about. Okay, we have an industrial zone here, which is quite nice in Data Link. How are we doing on builders? Actually, what's our government right now? We do have serfdom, so our builders get 2 extra build actions. Are we feeling like we should have more? I think the answer is very much yes. Because I'm not seeing any lingering around. And we've got new cities coming in. We've got some development we could do down here. I believe we are going to get some more builderoonies going up here. How are we on trade routes? 4. Nice, and we're going to continue getting more, especially now that we're getting our unique improvements, the replacements to market. So you need a commercial hub first, then we build our unique building, which gives a huge amount of bonus. Gold for internal, is it science for external routes? I don't remember what it is, but a whole lot of that. Was I planning on doing a chop here? I think the answer is yes. Oh, yes, because I want to accelerate Carnifex's creation of a campus, which is going to be this turbo campus here. Does it matter which one I chop first? I don't think so. So we're going to go ahead and remove... I mean, we'll get less production from this, but it'll be a growth thing, so that's going to be okay. I don't think I need to keep this rainforest around for anything. So we'll do that. Yeah, actually, that gives us a free pop as well, which is very, very handy. That'll be a hill later. We will mine that for sure. So this settler is going to go here. Literally the last place that we can settle on our continent. I'm going to get this crossbow to sit in that territory just to make sure that no one just gets in our way in some annoying fashion. You're going to go and found a city here. I need to bring up the list of subscribers. Subscriber list. There we go. Because we have to name the city. It is not going to be Gniezno, which I'm sure, knowing anything about Polish, the only thing I know about Polish is that I cannot pronounce it. So whatever I say, it's like almost entirely the opposite. This is going to be the city of Fluxinductor. Bam! Fluxinductor. Thank you very much for your subscriber support, and welcome to our game. I can get rid of this little marker now. That's going to be fine. Should build the Petra. Clearly, I'm going to need to train Brussels bot to have a response to the Petra question. Obviously. I'll see if I can work on that relatively soon here. So, Fluxinductor, I think we're just going to start with the monument here to get some border growth. I think that's probably a perfectly fine start for us. Next. Oh, so there's some priority differences there. It should actually, I don't think it's because of the underscore, Sir Kitty. If you just ask who is essential, you should get a better answer. I'll see if I can prove that going forward. You want to buy my gypsum, of which I have an extra, for some amount of money, plus mutual open borders. I prefer more money, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is fine. This is fine. Build 2 harbors. Right, we are going to build 2 harbors, but I'm not planning on rushing that, and I'd rather get 1 caravel out ASAP. So we're accepting the fact that we're not getting the boost towards cartography. That was the plan last time. We got a boost towards guilds, which works out nice. We have 2 markets now. We have to make sure that our trade routes are initiated from cities with our markets, which is to say our unique buildings, of which the name, I don't remember what it is. Oh, you just finished something here. I assume it's probably the market. It says settler completed, but I'm pretty sure this is the market that has completed here. Doesn't give us an extra trade route or anything. Can we see a list of our buildings? Right over here. Yeah, the Suekennice. Suki en Ice. See, it's Polish. I can't possibly pronounce it. But our unique building over here. So we want trade routes that come out of Delian when we get a trade route once again. Okay, so this was a place that, well, it could build a harbor actually later on over here. Most likely this is going to be one of the places that builds the one of our caravels early on. We do want more campuses as well. There's our commercial hub there. I could just build a campus right here. It would give a bonus to adjacency to the commercial hub for an extra gold. It would get the +1 from some woods over here, or rainforest, I should say. I don't know, whichever. We're not going to replace this rainforest. We may or may not replace this one, so that bonus might go away. I'm not sure. How's our housing here? We can't aqueduct here. Well, I mean, we can, but it's not really worth it, I don't think, because it would only be an extra +2 housing. I mean, maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. Watermill, ancient walls on the coast might be a good idea. Why don't I just go for another builder, actually? We are going to need some more. I think that's going to be fine. I do need to get more campuses, but that's going to be okay. You have many builds left. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mine this, and then I'll move down and chop the forest to speed that up, because it's not going to make much of a difference one way or the other. Do that. This is actually supposed to be a reminder to build an encampment there in Big Robo. Actually, Big Robo, now that we have that tile, I should pre-drop the encampment. And there you go. And actually just reorder it. You can do the encampment first. That's going to be fine. But keep working on the monument for now. So we got to improve the terrain over here, too. You mispronounced Suki nice. It's pronounced Petra. Shush. I have no winged hussars yet. That's true, too. Although, clearly, I don't really need ground units right now, which is kind of suck. And I apologize, you know, that we don't have the winged hussars at this time, but it's not. We don't need it. It's not going to help. We need to get our way up to ships. What I think I'm going to do, I have enough money. In Ben Gouger, which is going to finish a workshop next turn, assuming it's got the population, I'm actually not sure that it will. I'm going to say buy this tile and then start on a harbor right away. Because I'm going to want to get harbor so that we can build the fleets and armadas later on. It's so handy. So there's the German caravel. Germany. Now, one thing I don't know. We know how many beakers people are making. This is part of the mod that makes it handy to see, but we could have found this out anyway in the world rankings. The question I have, is this before or after the 40% boost that the AI gets on Deity? Hopefully this includes their 40% boost, which makes me feel like, now this is probably kind of reasonable science-wise, but I don't know if that's true. Can you build another district? No, you need a population of 7 or greater. How's your housing situation? Right, that's down here. You actually are soft-capped over here. Hey, look, we can still build a Petra, you guys! Since we don't really have anything good to build here, just realize this city placement, the problem with it is you can't aqueduct it, which is going to be kind of awkward. I think I'll just build one more settler here. That's probably going to be enough settlers for now. We'll probably wait for those to finish and then change our policy. It won't be this time with the guilds, though. So yeah, I'm going to remove these woods. Again, the idea is just to rush this campus as quickly as possible. You know, the woods are nice to set up lumber mills on later on, but we can live without it. This settler is going to go ahead and settle here. And we are going to rename this city to Juna! Juna. Technically it's Juna underscore, but that's fine. Hello, Juna! Welcome to the group. And again, I'm going to start with a monument over here, just to get that border pressure out. Do I want to leave this crossbow here? We're only near city-states. I don't know who these are allied to. None and none. So no, I'm actually feeling relatively safe. If Germany declared war, these coastal cities might be a bit at risk. Their base defense isn't terrible. We can get there relatively early. Tell you what, I'm going to leave a unit in Launchpad because it can respond in a few different areas should trouble develop. I think that's going to be okay. And speaking of units, you're going to move into TF2 Brum Brum Brum. I don't know if by sea is exactly the best idea, but sure, what could possibly go wrong? And maybe I'll leave one in Delion, just in case. Don't know how to read Juna. It's pronounced Petra. Everything's pronounced Petra. We're basically turning into the Smurfs here. I'm going to Petra that Petra right in the Petra. That's what I'm going to do. Barbarians approach. Oh! Barbarian Caravel. You better not go and pillage my frickin' harbor here. This crossbow, I'm actually going to set it into Blanc Roux over here. Or Blanc Roux, I don't know how you prefer to say it. I'm going to parse it in sort of a French way. Okay, Nabates over here is actually a good place for a harbor. Gives us more trade routes too, which is very, very, very nice. And again, to the shipbuilding. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. 18 turns for harbor. Here's a good spot here to do it. I don't think, like, I'm just thinking about commercial districts and stuff. No, this is going to be fine. So you go ahead and do that. Oh, wait! This is on a lake. It'll still give us the bonus. This is our capital. It'll still give us a trade route. We'll never build ships here. And it does use up one of our things. It's too late now. I don't know, I guess it's fine. Wasn't thinking that was our capital's lake as opposed to the sea. So, like, yeah, we're never going to use that to build ships, but I think it's okay. I could go chop one more forest to accelerate this campus, but I don't think it's going to make enough of a difference anymore. So what I think I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to build a triangle of farms. Because then they get the good overlapping bonuses and stuff, and that's going to be pretty rich. It's interesting that it allows us to build it on a lake. Because in some games, in some cases in Civ, and in some versions of Civ, lakes are counted quite differently from ocean tiles. Sometimes you can get inland seas, but usually lakes do have some sort of mechanical difference. We got a boost towards banking from finishing guilds.
Some useful trade or profession, so that in these days of changing fortunes, they may have something tangible to fall back on.
Alright, we're going to keep serfdom because we're building a few more of those. That's going to be okay. The caravanseries is still huge money. I still want inspiration, and conscription still saves us a bunch of money. So I'm not looking to make a change. I could switch away from autocracy. But no, I think I'm okay with this. Choose the next civic. So one thing to consider is to pick a civic that we are unlikely to Eureka. For example, at no point am I going to build 2 temples, at least not for ages. I don't even have a holy site, I think. Although, you know what? I'm going to start pre-researching exploration, and we'll try to build 2 caravels. I'll probably have to stop that after 8 turns, just half complete it, but that's going to be okay. Alright, Green Yi could build a library. Do want to get more science, but you're actually approaching your housing cap, although you're not growing for another 36 turns. We've got a while before I need to worry about getting the granary in there. So actually, I will build the library first. I might want to pre-plop down a district to lock in the cost. We know I want a commercial hub there, so that's what I'm going to do. I have to swap this tile to belong to Green Yi, then put down a commercial district, because Nabat's already got one, right? That's the commercial hub there, yes. So it'll actually get +2 from the river and +1 from being adjacent to 2 districts. This campus and this commercial site. Yes, good. So start that, but don't finish it right now. Instead, we're going to get you to do the library instead. I like that. So you're going to delete that pin. That's going to be fine. Okay, trade route. Now, I have to want to, English much, I want to start my trade routes from places with my unique building. Now, I clearly have one in Nabates. Yes. I guess, and I have one in a few different places. So, do I want to, like, max the bonus by building it in a particular one that's got a commercial hub? I don't know if it matters. I'm actually thinking Indelian here, which does have the unique building. Start it from here. We can give it a little bit of a production boost over here and try to get some ships out a little sooner. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't have a commercial hub here. So, therefore, I don't have my unique building. So we're going to transfer it to here. Because the unique building, and I was getting the direction of it wrong before, it's any trade routes from this city get a boost to production or gold, depending on if it's international or domestic. Interestingly, the domestic ones are the ones that generate gold, and the international ones are the ones that generate production, which is the inverse of the normal behavior of trade routes, so it sort of balances things out, which is kind of nice. Alright, we're going to go here, build the farm, and then we'll have to wait till we get one more tile to complete the farming triangle. But it's still possible, you know, more possible food from new carnifex in the short term. So that is still quite nice. I wonder if I should encourage you to do growth. I do want to get, you know what? I'm going to do that, and I will go and chop that last forest. Oh, I don't have any more builder actions. Never mind. Keep doing what you were doing before. I'll maybe focus you on growth after you finish the campus. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Library, slow monument over here, but that's fine. That's because they're new cities. What tiles are you working? Yeah, that's kind of legit. I mean, I don't even have to tell you to be growth focused. You're doing that. I should actually encourage you to do this. Same thing here. You're already growth focused. We'll probably have to go and improve some terrain over here quite soon, or buy a tile or something like that. But right, you can't build the harbor until your population grows anyway. So I don't have to buy a tile here. So you know what? Flux inductor. I'm going to go ahead and buy the cow tile here so you can grow much, much, much quicker. And we'll try to get that improved ASAP as well. Okay. We get some more tips in? Cool man fight. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers, everyone. I give everyone a free cold beer. Quill, have a kind and warm day. Oh, kind and warm day. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, and one just came in from 22 Solid. Hey, Quill, I just got 8, and so I thought I'd drop you a little thanks for all the content. Since you're playing Poland, I'm going to see if I can into homemade pierogies. Pierogies are awesome. Keep up the excellent work. Oh, man, pierogies are so kick-ass. And they're one of those things that unless you're from, say, like Poland, Ukraine, and maybe some parts of Russia, you probably haven't heard of pierogies. Or if you're in Canada, because pierogies are huge here. Huge, massive. Massive. In fact, like, you know, when people ask, like, oh, what's like a good Canadian dish? One of the ones that people never bring up, because we don't think of it this way, is but it's like pierogies, because most people who visit Canada haven't had them, and you're like, oh, hold on, you're in for a treat, baby. They're just little, like, potato and cheese dumpling things, but they're so good. All right, we got a trade route that's coming out of here. And yeah, indeed, all the domestic ones will give us a ton of money, and the foreign ones will give us some extra production. So the question is, what's our priorities here? Because this route to Kyoto is really nice. Gives us intel on Japan and helps us stay a little friendlier. Although I do like food. 2 food, 2 production, 6 gold is very, very good. Here's another 226. I mean, we have most of the roads we want. That's a lot of gold going to Madura. And where would that go? That would go that far. Delhi would be better. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it up in Delhi. I like it. So big production boost to Delian, which is Delian to Delhi. It makes sense. Which we are then going to use to build some ships. Someone just build a wonder. Is it going to be the Petra? No, it's the Colossus. Is it here? Yes. Thank you, Spain. So sweet of you to build all these wonders for me. Arabia has gone into the industrial era. I mean, they are teching like mad. Like mad. Alright, cartography is about to finish. Again, we weren't looking for the boost there. Exploration, we do want the boost, though. Oh, religious warfare. And we have entered the Renaissance. So Arabia just hit the industrial era. We just hit the Renaissance. It is worth noting, our tech isn't actually that bad. We've already got the boost to education, so it seems like a good idea to finish that. That sounds fine. We can send an envoy somewhere. I think if we're going to send it to anything, it'll probably be to Stockholm to try to get up to 6. What's your mission? Train and bombard. No, we'll consider it. We can go and shoot at the Barbarian Caravel here, which sounds like good times. You are just going to alert up over there, which is fine and swell. You improving terrain over here. Thanks, India. Appreciate you improving this terrain for me. 4-4 trade routes is good, and we don't have to worry about exploration right now. Keep going. Faith by any great people? We do have a lot of faith kicking around. You're right. I could faith by Charles Darwin. Okay, so you're just coming around threatening me. Charles Darwin. Gain 500 science for each natural wonder tile here or adjacent. That's at standard speed. I'm going to definitely faith by this because...
The purpose of education is to replace an...
Okay, because if we use him right here, he should be adjacent to 2 tiles of it. So that should be a crap ton of science. Let's do banking, just because we've got the discount now. Although, there's something to be said about going up the naval techs to get a ranged ship. Square rigging. You know what? I'm just going to research this. We're not going to be killing a unit with a musketman anytime soon. It will unlock the frigate, which will allow us to start our naval warfare stratagems. So that's going to be good. I'm going to move you here, see if we can keep an eye on that barbarian. I hope Agra builds Petra for... Oh my god, that'd be so good. Like, that's really what I'm hoping for, is that India decides to build the Petra here. Because it would also be a perfect Petra site. Do it, India. Do it. Do it. Alright. So I'm going to hold off on any more builder production. We don't have a good tile for a encampment over here, even if we did decide to build one, which I'm not sure if we will here. I feel like we can defend up here, and we are going to build an encampment down there already. I think I'm going to go ahead and complete the workshop. Unless I could consider pre-plopping down a commercial hub somewhere. What's here right now? Right. We have a mine because that's adjacent to our industrial zone. So no, we've got to keep a mine there. We can build a commercial district maybe here later or something like that. I think I'm just going to build the workshop. I think that's going to be fine. Get us more great engineer points. Okay. Ben Gouger, you still can't build another district yet. I am going to get you to start on a caravel, though. It'll take a while, but that's okay. All right, here's a great scientist. So, as far as I can tell, if we pop him right here, we're going to get a huge amount of science for this. Exploration, we're good on time. This builder here. So, Ben Gouger, if I recall correctly, you actually were kind of food weak, yeah. These tiles are a little low on food. The only one we've got is the wheat here, so we really need to set up some farming triangles for these guys. So I think what we're going to do for Ben is we're going to go and chop this forest right here, and then we're going to replace it with a farm. Then we'll eventually put some more farms around here too. With Data Link, what we could do is we could actually clear a bunch of these marshes to later improve into farms. Will also give us a short-term food boost. I mean, most likely Data Link is above its housing limit. Yeah, it's right at. So it won't get to take advantage of all the food. But it's hardly the end of the world. This is going to be a great location here for an industrial zone. Because we can farm the hill, and almost certainly India will go and quarry the stone. So it'll be adjacent to a couple of mines there, which is really good. I think what I'm going to do is build a farm right here just for the triangle bonus. And then probably mine the hill. What do we think? Hey, cool man, thanks for another tip. You're best at Civ 6 ever. Aw, that's not true, but I appreciate the lie. Thank you. Sadly, my PC can't play Civ 6. So I watch you instead for playing it myself. Oh, well, that's really too bad that you can't play it. I know that it does actually have a fairly high system requirement because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in these games. There's always a problem. It's surprising. Because you're like, well, it's not an action-y real-time game. It's like... No, a lot goes on in these strategy games. It really hammers your CPU. One of the things, like, for a first-person shooter that tends to limit it is actually the graphics card. But with games like this, what tends to limit things is actually the CPU. It's a good mug, huh? It's huge! Oh, wait. That's a commercial zone spot? Yeah, but so's the other side. In fact, that's better. On the other side is better. Because commercial zone gets a bonus to a harbor, right? So what we want to do is... Well, I guess either here or here. We could do it either side, right? But we want a... harbor. And a commercial hub. Because the commercial hub wants to be next to the river and wants to be next to a harbor. Or we do it on the other side. Here and here. But if we do it here, we're not replacing any territory. I guess if we farm this would actually fall in very nicely into another farm triangle. It actually might be better to chop this. Not that we have a ton of production in TF2, brum brum brum. But this industrial zone and this mine wouldn't be too bad. I'm like kind of six and 1/2 dozen of the other, you know? I guess if I put the commercial hub here, it would be adjacent to, well, no matter what, it's going to be adjacent to 2 districts, because it'll be adjacent to the city center.